as we can tell, a microburst came in. They call it a clear air microburst, and picked up that tent in the bounce house, and we had some injuries. There were 6 people that were injured. 4 were transported to the hospital. 2 refused treatment. There were no life-threatening injuries. We had 1 dehydration to make 7, but that was not related to the microburst. At this point, I'm waiting for updates on the 4. But it doesn't seem to be nothing life-threatening, thank God, and it doesn't seem to be very serious. One Cub Scout I am concerned about.
Well, I was playing with this little remote control ball thing with one of my friends, and I just felt a huge gust of wind thinking it was natural because even right now there's still a few large gusts here and there. But when I looked over, I saw tons of people ducking and looking, and running away. That's when I ducked too, realizing what it was. And when I looked up, the entire tarp actually was capsized. I did.
Next thing I know, I feel a gust of wind, which isn't really, rare here. But anyway, papers were blowing, so me and this guy kept them on a table. Next thing I know, when I put my head up from the papers, I noticed tents are flying everywhere. I'm like, what in the world is going on? Has a tornado struck the ground here or something? Next thing I know, me and the guy who were holding the papers down were blown backwards by the table because the force was so strong that it actually flipped the table over onto us. Next thing I know, when I look up from getting up, I see that the tarp has literally, the front of it has come off and turned about like 180 degrees or something.
You were inside the tent. How did you get out?
Well, I was right by the front of it, so when it flipped over, the back was clear. And then after that, it calmed down. So me, Alex, and our other friends, Steve and Todd, we immediately got together and went back to our campsite to make sure everyone else was okay. Everyone was A-okay.
My name is Lou Salute, L-O-U-S-A-L-U-T-E. I'm the Scout Executive for the Connecticut Yankee Council. Well, first of all, this event is called ConnJam. It's every 3-year event. We had, by police estimate today, 6,000 people here for the event. Things were going very well. We had an incident today at about 12:15. What I'm being told is a clear air microburst came through the midway and took one of the major tents and a bounce house and kind of flattened the tent. We had 10 injuries. There were 6 of those patients transported to the hospital. 4 were treated on site and refused further care. I'd like to say very quickly that when you have 6,000 scouts in one place at one time, we are prepared. I'd like to give my thanks to the Stratford EMS who was on site and did a super job. They were there quickly. Orange PD, our volunteers were here to help and cordon off the area. Steve Gill is the post advisor for Stratford EMS. Thank you very much. We have 2 explorers here as well. A committee chairman and an explorer scout from the post. So at this point, we don't have any further details. They're not life-threatening injuries, but as I said, 6 were transported to the hospital. We're keeping in touch with those folks, and as we get more information, we're going to do an update at, I believe, 6 o'clock tonight, if we have more information to share. My understanding is it was a big tent. I'm not sure the exact size of it, but it was a large tent, and the microburst, from what I understand, I did not actually see it come in. It was like a mini tornado kind of thing, and it came in and it just picked up the tent and snapped the poles in the tent, and people were mostly hit by poles and that sort of thing. The tent flattened. There was a bounce house next to it that was also picked up and turned over. A couple small tents were moved, but no damage to those, and nobody was injured in those tents. You know, scouts are prepared, and our theme is prepared for life, and these young people are trained in first aid. Having our explorer posts here that are trained and mostly certified in first aid really is a big plus. Exploring program is a co-ed program from 14 to 21. And these young people are studying or want to be, in most cases, EMS or fire or police. So they're sponsored by the various towns, fire departments, EMS, and police department. It was a midway. I'm not sure how people were under the tent at the time. There were a bunch of booths there that people were going through. There were some wildlife exhibits and some different things under the tent. They've all since been relocated, by the way, into other tents or into the barn. So everyone's still here on site that was there. They're just in different locations. Quite a thing to watch. I mean, as a scout executive, I'm involved in the business side of scouting a lot. But then you come here and you see 6,000 young people and adults, but you see a lot of the kids that are here in uniform, practicing what they do in scouting. They're here to have fun, but when an emergency, an act of God like this happens, an emergency strikes, those kids are all prepared to deal with it, to help. I mean, they all took various responses. Again, the EMS took the lead. The Orange PD was here, but our scouts were helping to cordon off the area to make sure people were safe. They were scouting to see if anyone was hurt that was not. If in that particular area, if the microburst came down in another area, which it did not, we didn't know that at the time. So they actually went through and checked the area.
We were all in our campsite. I don't know if you can see straight back where the large trees are, and it started kind of in that far corner. We got a little bit of a gust of a wind, and I noticed like a pop-up canopy go up in the air first. Tried to warn all the kids, and then it followed by a tent, another tent. Wind got harder, came kind of through our site, worked its way straight across the field diagonally to where most of the excitement happened later. We had a lot of paper swirling, and the big white tent started lifting up. There's a lot of people moving, and that's about it. It got pretty exciting pretty fast, but for the most part, I don't think too much trouble. I don't think too many people got too badly hurt. I mean, it's just scary at the time, but they seemed to handle it really well.
And when the things were like swirling, were they going in a circular motion like a tornado, or?
I wouldn't say that much, but things were spinning. Yeah, it was, I don't know if it's a microburst type thing. Like I said, it was. I noticed like the canopy went straight up. That was a couple rows over from us, and we still got some debris in the tree above us from another tent set that was kind of nearby. So yeah, it was interesting how high things went. But, like I said, it was a little chaotic. Kids got excited, but you know they got something to tell all their friends Monday.
Well, I'm glad that your troop is okay.
Yeah, that was the main thing, and that's all our kids felt the same way. They were really concerned about some of the other kids and some of the other sets, you know, the other groups, and most people were real helpful in trying to help each other and, you know, get back to having a great day.
Yeah, I mean, ConnJam's been going great. You know, the 2,400 kids have had a terrific time.
We've had great programs all day, as you can see. At one point, the police estimated we had 6,000 people on site.
Wow.
The opening this morning. So it's been a great day. It's been a lot of fun. And unfortunately, something like this puts a damper on it.
Good. Could have been worse.
Yeah, we did.
Definitely.
We're very lucky.